Here is a carving fusion fact for you. Well, this is a piece. I'll tell you the fact in a minute. This is a piece of cottonwood bark. You can see how that piece is there. Be careful with the bark. I broke that piece off with the screwdriver because I seen the crack was running all the way through. It's better to do it at the beginning before you start your carving than do it and all of a sudden the nose flies off the wood spirit or the eyebrows or whatever. This whole video, I was kind of into carving. I didn't really want to talk. I just wanted to listen to music. This is my second time doing a voiceover. This video, I just talked for 22 minutes and I deleted it. Yeah. Anyways, shout out to Studio on the Lake, the legend. A girl messaged me. Studio on the Lake is Ben from his YouTube channel, is Studio on the Lake. He hasn't made videos in a year or two. He's just probably busy doing real people things. Hope he's still alive. We'll talk about Ben a little bit later. A girl messaged me on Facebook and asked me if I had any owls for sale for Christmas because she wanted to buy her mom a Christmas. Her mom loves owl and wanted to buy her one of my owls for Christmas. I said, no, I don't. Sorry. Then I thought about it, and she's been a nice girl. I've known her for a long time. Thought about it. Next day I messaged her. I said, you know what? I said, she wanted a wall, something small for her, for the wall, a wall hanger. I says, you know what? I said, excuse me. I said, I'll carve, if you want me to carve a little owl for your mom, I'll do it. And she said, oh, that'd be fantastic. And I said, well, I'll carve it. If you like it, you can buy it. I'm giving her a good deal for this little hooter. Now, there's the shape. I think that's the most important part when you're carving the owl. See how this is a side view, so it's looking over its wing. There's his wing now. So see how it's leaning? That's how they sit. They lean. Well, the owls that I kind of know of looks like they're leaning when they're sitting. And I carved there's a Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr. If you want to get the Kutzall bits, just go to the description down below. You can save yourself 5%. That's a household saying in my videos, my Dremel videos. This bark is really good. It's super soft. This cottonwood bark, you can buy it online. It's expensive to buy. I get it for free. I go pick it myself. Super soft, but it's so dusty. It's got a weird, I don't typically like the smell of cottonwood bark, and it's really dusty. Even if, like, see how my table's sucking up most of that dust? It's still dusty. I'm wearing my dust mask. Sometimes I'm going to be doing lots more voiceovers because I'm wearing my dust mask a lot more now. Even though I have my dust collector table. See how you block out the outside of your owl and then you shape it. You make it round. I don't want this owl to look flat. That's what I'm doing now, is rounding the owl. Lots of depth. Carve deep beside it, and that's how you can make the owl round. When I started this, I didn't even know if I wanted to carve an owl in a Nanook, just an owl, or what. I didn't know what kind of owl I wanted to carve. For me, I'm not lying, and this can help the very beginners. Sometimes my mind really doesn't open up till I dig in and start carving. No, this one's going to be on like an old broken piece of wood. That's what I'm doing up there. So I'll cut deep underneath that. That's called the undercut. I just made a video on that on the salt lamp and how important undercuts are for shadows. You guys will see later. I did originally have to have a owl leg there. I got to start carving more owls with the legs coming down, not just the really loafing owls that you don't see their legs and you just see a little talon. Doing the owls without the legs showing is kind of like, just so the owls pop out. It's kind of like the lazy way. I think the owls look better if you show the legs kind of holding it up. But so there I'm just calling myself lazy. I'm not ashamed to say that. So you can see the shadow starting to pop out up there and just getting rid of all the cut lines. I guess I'm just doing some quick cuts in the top there and make it kind of look like bark. Like I said, my mind doesn't open up till I really get at it and start carving. Once you start carving, You're working on one area, your mind's looking at another area, and your mind's thinking about what you're going to do with that next area. Man, that Just Carve Rob has been selling lots of knives since I gave him the shout out for selling his knives on that live video. I think he told me he sold like 30 so far. He's making the cart and selling the carving knives now. I think it's Robert Vreeland 35 at gmail.com if you want to buy one of his knives. You're welcome, Rob. Hopefully that gets you some more sales. My Just Carve Rob carving knife, that's my favorite carving knife I got. I don't really use knives, but I kind of collect them. There, I am putting the wing on and drawing on the face, the beak. Be really careful when you get to, I'm making the head shorter too. There I am cutting the head. I need a sip of water here. Way too much talking for me at one time. Way too much talking. Is this thing even recording? Yes, it was recording. Thank the Lord. See that it's like a triangle on the end there. See how I cut those edges back, and there I cut the top back. That's a good way to get your beak to stick out. Excuse me, just having a sip of water here. You know, somebody commented on one of my videos when I was live. Sorry, I forget who it was. Can I make a video about how I go about selling my carvings and my stuff and how I rate them for sale? Well, I'm just going to talk about that for a little. I'm kind of sick of talking about this owl. That's like a finer Kutzall burr. That's like the silver one, the flame one. Those are my favorite burrs to use, the rounder, like football looking burrs. When I first started wood carving, I went to YouTube to learn about Dremel wood carving. The only one I could really see was Kevin at Sticks and Stones had a few videos out using his Dremel. He didn't really say too much about burrs or whatever, but he just kind of showed him how to carve the wood spirit with the Dremel, more focused on the wood spirit than the Dremel. Now there's thousands of channels, and this is only like five years ago. My channel might be 7 years old, but I really didn't really hit the YouTube hard till about 5 years ago, I think. One of my videos took off. It was actually funny. I swore in that video like 15 times, like the F-bomb, and that video went semi-viral. I said, screw it, I'm going for it. But so how I started, I've said this on my other videos before too. How I started was I carved the wood spirit. I carved a whole bunch of wood spirits. I was too embarrassed to post them on Facebook or anything. Friends would come over and like, those are freaking wicked. Those are awesome, man. Post it on Facebook. Show everybody. So then I posted pictures of, and I'm telling you, my wood spirits now aren't even very good. But and that's just that we're allowed to criticize ourselves. I like to criticize myself. I think it will make you a better person and a better carver. I don't criticize anybody else though. So then I finally got the courage to post them on Facebook, and people wanted to buy them for like $10 and $20 in this cottonwood bark. This cottonwood bark is super soft. You can carve it super fast, and it holds great detail. But I didn't know what detail was back then. So I'd sell them for $10, and I'd be like, hey, well, that's what the next carve. That's how much a carving burr was back then, was $10 or $12. I had to go into Vancouver. I live in British Columbia, Canada. I had to go into Vancouver, which is like a 20-minute drive from me, and go to a place called Lee Valley. It's like a professional woodworker's place that sells tools to the professional woodworker. And I would go Thai food. Fordham makes burrs like Kutzalls too, not as aggressive. This is before I knew about Kutzall. So I'd go into Vancouver like every 3 days and buy up all their burrs. I eventually bought all their Typhoon burrs. They didn't even have any more to sell because I bought them all. Same with Dremel flex shafts. I broke so many freaking Dremel flex shafts. Had to go to Canadian Tires out of town from like 2 towns over to be able to buy a Dremel flex shaft. And this was really before I used Amazon. It was before Amazon was big too. The first burr that I started using was the what's that one from Home Depot, razor cutter. It's a wall tile cutter bit. Razor zip. That's what I started carving all my wood spirits with. That's all I ever did was wood spirits and koi fish. That's all I used was that wall tile cutter bit. And like I said, there was no really videos on what burrs to use and stuff on YouTube at that point. So I don't know how, but I just used all the typhoon burrs and I just researched carving burrs, and I finally came across Kutzall. And that's when my wood carving slowly started to get better, getting those type of spiky burrs. There's so much Dremel wood carving videos on YouTube now. I'm not going to say because of me, but I can tell lots of them are because of Carving Fusion. And that's good. Lots of you are probably bored of watching my videos. Lots of them are repetitive. Go watch other channels. You know what? I'm in my own little bubble. It might sound selfish, but for myself, I got for all you that don't know, I got a head injury, TBI, traumatic brain injury. That's like 14 years old now, but it still affects me every day. I just do my own thing and just make sure I remain happy. I don't watch channels that I think are fakes. I don't watch channels where I think people are doing it for the money, that people are doing it because they want to try and get known from it. That's not the reason. That's good for them. To each their own. I watch Ryan Cook. Ryan Cook loves making money. With the way, that's how he supports his family. It's selfish, but I just really don't give a shit, and I just kind of do my own thing. Who knows, maybe for the next 20 years or how long I live or how long I do my YouTube for, I'll just keep carving the owls and carving the wood spirits and the tree houses and the gnomes. And it's amazing. I've been carving for 6 or 7 years now. I haven't even carved a bear. The only chainsaw carver in the world that has not carved a bear. Owls, and this is lots of repeat too. Owls are totally fantasy. For the very beginner, do not be ashamed to try and carve an owl and your owl looks silly. Okay? My owls still look silly. I've carved one of my first chainsaw carving owls is down at the woods at the Spirit Trails. And that's the silliest owl I've ever seen in my life, if you even want to call it an owl. There's time to step back, take a look at your piece, see if you like it. See how it's round? See those shadows there now where that wood's rotten up there from that deep undercut? Try carving some owls. They can look like whatever you want them to look. Google owls. See how I carved that leg off? Didn't like it, and I just carved a little towel in the background just to give it the towel. There's a towel. Owls can be whatever. Google owl. Hey Google, show me pictures. Show me silly owls. Show me serious owls. You get so many pictures of different types of owls. Now I took my little break here. I think this is coming up. Oh yeah, I'm going to carve a wood spirit out of that little piece of bark. Now I took my little break. And I looked outside my window to see if it was raining. I looked at my neighbor's carport, and there's a little owl that I carved last summer, little planter that she's got in her carport that her daughter bought it for her birthday. People love owls, man. Anyways, wood burning. Wood burning is really for the Dremel carvers or whittlers. Really upgrades your game. I love this. This wood burner is $31 on Amazon. I just got it and I love it. It might last me 4 months. I don't know how long it's gonna last me, but I'm gonna use it. And I'm pedal to the metal, man. Full throttle. I crank this sucker up max and I burn deep and fast. Now all wood burns different. I think the best wood to burn is that what's that wood that just carved Rob always uses, that basswood. Basswood carves really good. This cottonwood bark doesn't burn that good. It carves super easy, but it just don't burn that good. And it stinks. Make sure that you burn your pieces. I got a fan up here above my table sucking that smoke up. Anyways, so I didn't do my, see the bottom part of the wing there where I got those big burns in there? I didn't do that here. I kind of forgot. So I'm just burning kind of like the shape, the way the wing's going. It's sped up. I had to speed this up. Like I don't know what to talk about for 40, 15 minutes if this wasn't sped up. But the wood burning takes a long time, but you save it for nighttime. It's not loud. You put on some music. You drink some freaking moonshine. You burn one. You do whatever you got to do and just enjoy yourself. Me, I'm not a huge fan of it. It's slow. It's tedious. But I would be a lot better Dremel carver if I did it. If I wood burned a lot more. Now, I think the real wood burning pro is Ben's Studio on the Lake. He hasn't made any videos in a year or two, but he did like competition birds. He knows how to wood burn. He knows how to wood burn the birds' wing patterns, so they look like real friggin' wings. Competition birds. So see there on the top one, I go across, not up and down. That's probably about 15 minutes worth of wood burning right there, sped up. So it probably took me a good hour, or if not more, to wood burn this whole owl. Yeah, starting, I get tired of working on one area, so then I started on other areas. That's good about wood carving too, or I think any art. I'm not a professional artist, but I've seen some professional artists say, like Branson Woodworks. He's got that, what's his name? I can't forget. Bronx, I think it's called Branson Woodworks. He's a real professional wood carver. We're talking like that guy's a master wood carver, and he's also marble stone carver with gouges and hammers and stuff like that. And we're talking like the stuff that you'd see in Rome that guy can carve. But he says never focus on one area for too long, because if you see how I move my thing around, and this is tips that I've learned from him and other artists. I don't focus on one area for too long, because then your eyes might get lost in that one area that you're working on. You might have done something that you might have done something wrong that you wouldn't normally see, if that makes any sense to you. So like carving the wood spirit, like don't focus just on the nose the whole time. If you're struggling with the nose, carve the nose a little bit. Go work on the forehead. Go work on the beard or the hair. Let your eyes adjust. Then go back to the nose and you'll see, holy cow, that's way off. And then you'll be able to fix it. So that's a good tip for the beginners. So if there it is all burnt, little fins up top there. Hallelujah, the wood burning's done. And what do we got going on here, Jordy? There's a little Christmas tree. I drilled the holes, and the little snowman that I carved for a little Christmas project I'm going to do for YouTube. That Christmas project might even be there's a flying Jordy pig. No, sorry, the just carved Rob Jordy worm on the flying pig. This is 3M. I seen Ben's Studio use that Brillo. You know that stuff that well, I hate to say it, but crackheads use. Or you can get like a little soft wire brush, clean it. I just use this. I don't want it to be too bright, but you see how it brings the piece alive, and kind of makes the high point. Holy, I'm problem having saying piece. Makes the high points more visual. I like it. It's a silly little hooter. Yep. And what we going on here? Oh, we got a butane torch coming. What a good memory I got. Butane torch. Do not burn. If you got... Ow, that hurt. That was really stupid. I remember it hurt. I'm making this video, this voiceover 4 days after I carved this owl. I'm just not a huge fan of doing the voiceovers, but I guess I got to get more used to them. Burning deep underneath that undercut. The softer the wood that you have, the more detail that you'll burn away. So do not wood burn your piece for the very beginners or even the pros. Do not wood burn your piece too much or you will burn away the detail. What's that? Super soft wood call that Just Carved Rob was just talking about it. It's that super, it's like carving foam. And I paid a lot of money for it at that place. Man, what's that name of that wood? Super soft wood. But I did a wood spirit and I burnt it and it melted the whole face away. Not pop. I can't think of the name of that wood, but it's like carving foam, super light. Yeah, I burnt it and I burnt the whole friggin' wood spirit's face away. Like it melted to nothing. Just burning the bottom too makes the piece whole. Don't be afraid to carve owls, everybody. Here I am cleaning up. Like I said, one of my first chainsaw carving owls is down at the Spirit Trails in Ladner. And you know how many people have sent me pictures of that owl that were down in the Spirit Trails? Or even Google Ladner Spirit Trails. You'll see a picture of that owl. Lots of people take pictures and put it online. The Ladner Spirit Trails, wood carvings. You'll see it. Yep, it's a silly fluffer owl for the world to enjoy. And I just got my sanding mandrel here with the same Scotch Brite. The wheels are worn out and I can get inside there to clean up the inside too. I'm happy with the way this turned out. The more for the very beginners, the more that you guys do, just like wood spirits, the better you will get. Do not throw your first carvings away. Tuck them away in the closet. If you got the sign your pieces, always, even your first piece, put it in the closet for a month. Keep on wood carving. Come back and look at it a month later and you'll be like, man, I've gotten better. Jordy is correct. There's that little wood spirit I carved. Just a quick little one. I'll give it to the girl too. Here's the side, Just Carved Rob side view of the owl. See how it's nice and round? I like it. I don't like a lot of my carvings, but I like this one. I think the wood burning really helped out. And would burn a little scarfing around the hat for the snowman. Cleaned up the clear coat on one of those Holland shoes that I bought, clogs. My grandpa used to wear those. I'm going to carve the eyes in this wood spirit after I'm done filming for this video. And what else we got going on here, Jordy? Bye-bye. Hello. There's the close-up of the owl. Everybody, beginners, trust me, I know I didn't show a lot of what I was doing for this owl, but just try it out. Have pictures on the wall and just try and copy any owl you can. You'll love it. And I promise, don't throw away your first ones. Tuck them away. Pull them out a month later and you'll be like, huh, Jordy was right. I can carve. I am getting better.